Estate, where we will help empower and educate you on many different aspects of real estate, finance, and investing. Each week, we will expand your knowledge and uncover hidden truths. We will break down real-world scenarios and study actual how-to strategies. Anyone can buy real estate, but together we'll ensure you make smart real estate investment decisions. Now, here's your host, award-winning author, international speaker, and real estate educator, Lisa Gillett.
Happy Wednesday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this still phenomenal planet. Trust your week has been going great so far. Productive week. Happy hump day. Boy, 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 boy. We've got some interesting stuff to talk about in these real estate streets. Yay. No, it's getting wild out here with AI and the use of technology. So I've got some fun clips to show you today. We won't do a classroom style discussion. We'll just have a conversation today about what's going on in real estate and the advent of the generative artificial intelligence in the real estate industry. Of course, I use AI. I pick and choose how I'm using AI, but this is going to be a fun conversation today. This is one to tell for the history books and years to come. We'll tell the stories. It's so funny. I was looking at some old pictures of myself 25 years ago, where 2001, I had just graduated high school, also had my first child, my daughter. I'm a teen mom, teen mom story. And I just can't believe, like 2001, sometimes I confuse that when I see 2025, 2026. And I'm like, no, that was my son said, Mom, we're talking about a decade, 2 decades. Anyway, yes, 2 decades ago. And a lot has changed 2 decades ago. Wow. And I'm approaching upwards of 2 decades in this business. No way. Oh my gosh. I'm having an anniversary soon, 2 decades. Whoa. And that's this year, as I just realized that. Just dawned on me. Okay, so we've got some good stuff happening. I trust you are well, and wherever you are on this this Wednesday. I'm dropping a comment here on our IG. I'm going to pin that comment there for those who want to join us over there. We're streaming live on our Meta pages, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. And of course, shout out to those of you who are connecting with us through our Nextdoor app. That's our online neighborhood community. If you're not using Nextdoor app to stay informed, stay connected, I think you're missing out on an opportunity to really connect and try to keep that village the idea of culture together. I know some of you like Citizens as well. I'm careful to be on some of the community apps, especially those of you who have Ring. I've said that I am very public, but I'm private, right? I'm a public figure, but I'm very private. And for those of you who have access to like the Ring technology and stuff, it just like hats off to you with having cameras around all the time and even inside your homes. Like this is and then you wonder why we're here with AI and what's happening in the robotics world. This trans robotic humanism. Shout out to Siddiqui Bukhari, who was first talking about transhumanism, where it is this interrelation, connection, interconnectedness of AI and humans. I feel like I might have to get Siddiqui on the show now. I need to get Siddiqui on the show. Shout out to those of you on IG, Buck626. Thanks for coming on. Who's this? Easy Malpa. Great. Thanks for joining us. All right. Make sure you say hi, say hello. Press one lets me know you here. Press two lets me know you shared it. We're going to be talking about AI in real estate, generative AI. And I want to talk about also about what's been going around here with this Florida man, right? Florida man sells his home for 100,000 over what brokers estimated using Chat GPT. Yes, we'll be talking about that today because I'm noticing it's gone viral. And people are like, "Oh, see, real estate agents are going to be replaced by AI." Not so much, and I'll share why. Okay, before we jump into that, let's talk about real estate goals. You know how this goes. If you're new to the show, we like to talk about quarterly goals to keep you focused. We're in 2026, first quarter, still first quarter. We've got a couple days until the end of first quarter. I'm dating the show, right? March 25th. And that means there's still time to write it down. And so we talked last week on the show. We talked about credit scores and making sure you're doing your due diligence and checking your scores at annualcreditscore.com. That is the only federally registered, recognized website where you can get your credit report for free annually. Make sure you take advantage of that. Also, announcement as we've been talking about credit scores. So, in the real estate industry, there has been a new approval of credit scores. It is the Vantage score that is now going to be used in order to create a credit score or a FICO score when you are applying for loans. This is good news. This I'm reading, I've read that is supposed to provide some savings to the lenders, right? To the mortgage professionals. It does cost them to run the credits and get the reports, thereby transferring those costs to you, passing those costs to you. So if it saves them, it saves you. And not only that, but now you've got an alternative, right? So now we're not leaning. FICO has monopolized credit scoring for decades. And so now when we have another competitor, right, another resource for scoring, now we've got competition because although we are in a very capitalistic country, we don't like monopolies. And so the FICO score has monopolized the industry for a very long time, thereby being able to increase costs and just make a huge money machine out of generating FICO scores. So now we have Vantage Score. I believe it's called Vantage Score 4.0. You know what? I almost feel like I remember when it was 2.0 when I was talking about it many years ago. So that's good news. Good news there for those of you who also remember this. If you don't, that doesn't mean to go run out and get a credit card to start building credit. Most people talk about that. If you are if you're looking for a mortgage loan, right? If you're looking to finance, lenders are able, and this might be very well part of the Vantage scoring system, they're able to create non-traditional forms of credit using your utility bills, right? Pay those bills on time, using your insurance bill, car insurance, keeping current to that, and even using cell phone bills, so paying those on time. So your cable bill, wireless bill, internet bills, gas, water, power bills, they're able to use those, right? Those are unconventional, non-traditional forms of credit, but they can use those to create a credit scoring for you in conjunction with determining whether you are credit worthy. That's what this is all about. Credit worthy. You're asking to borrow money. They need to see, do you have a history of paying that money back? And so keep in mind when you say, I don't really need to pay my water bill on time, but then one day you decide you need to borrow some money and you don't have the best credit, guess what? they can leverage that. They can lean that. So dropping that little bit of gems there for you as we talk about our real estate goals for 2026 first quarter. Keep that in mind as it relates to non-traditional forms of credit. Got it? Good. Got it? Good. Okay. So we'll be talking about, no, that's not what we're talking about. Let me update that real quick. We're talking about, can you believe it? We're on episode 266 and I'm having a blast. I've missed you all so much while I had been studying and, in law school and doing my thing so I can be the best me for all of you. And so I miss being on the show to just pour into you. We are talking about next real estate agent powered by AI. I've made this all up. I've made this caption all up. And believe it, all by myself. I made the title up all by myself. I think this is really funny because as I disappeared for some time and I really wasn't on social media, I've noticed the content creation has changed, copywriting has changed. There's a lot more ads being shown every 1 to 2 seconds on the Instagram feed. We are bombarded, and that just shows you what the name of the game is right now is a cry for your attention. The price is for your attention. So I value it that you are spending this morning with me, whether you're scrolling and you're like, oh, Lisa's on real quick and I'm right before my lunch break, or before you're doing something, you're giving me your attention. I value that because I value not only my time, but I value your time. And I thank you for that. So I don't try to come on here and, do all this sell stuff. There's nothing, and I've shared this with a lot of my clients, nothing I do is going to convince you to be ready to sell or buy a property. Real estate is life circumstances, and it's top 5 for me: death, divorce, marriage, job relocation, and new baby. I like to break it down like that. I've learned that through when I was in the life insurance industry, and we would do regular checks and noticed that life events were triggering these instances or situations for people wanting to sell, buy, downsize, right? Job loss or job relocation, death, divorce, marriage, and new baby. Family's growing, you need more space. Those are my top 5, and I keep it pretty simple. So nothing I do or say is going to convince you. So there's really no sales pitch when you work with me or our team. Like, I don't have a sales pitch to be like, hey, now's the time to do it. No, what's going on with your situation? Does it work for you to sell or buy? That's how we work. And we are very relational and client focused and client centered, the way we work with our folks. With that being said, you're not going to get that in ChatGPT. No. For those of you who've worked with me know very much, you've all told me and said, oh my gosh, Lisa, you've been a therapist to me. And I know generative AI has that capability. What it does not have the capability of is this thing called judgments in terms of identifying what it's giving you. Right? What it's giving you. Oh my gosh, I'm already jumping ahead of myself because I'm like, I can't wait. This is so juicy for me. Okay, let me take a time out. Listen, you see, I'm already jumping in here. Oh my gosh. Hey, Primo. He says, hey, cuz, good to hear from you. Absolutely. I noticed on my calendar, your birthday is on my calendar. I just again, technology, I guess, because I have your email address. I know that your birthday is coming up next weekend. How? How is that? So shout out to early birthday to you. I've got family. Shout out to Pice Construction. You know what, by the way, I need to grab your logo so we can get you as a show sponsor, as an episode sponsor. So shout out to Pice Construction in Belize. That is where my folks are from. So shout out to Belize, Central American. We've got Ruben Pice of Pice Construction online with us. So doing his thing and building out there. Listen, it's a family affair. I got a whole bunch of folks in real estate and construction. It's fascinating to me. how we've all evolved or stumbled into that some way, somehow. I've got an aunt who's in the postal industry, and she inspects the properties to actually, you can't get your mail until she's approved, right? Get her on the show one day, right? So she can talk about what she does. But she's got a very important role as it relates to uh, uh, the postal company assigning a mailing address to your property site. That I'm just, again, fascinated how we've stumbled into this business, and here we are. Okay, so he's like, yes, definitely. So yep, we'll talk about that. I'll jump on the messenger, and we'll exchange and get you as a show episode for next time. But I've already given you a shout out here. See, happy birthday. Okay, so before I do all of that, or I continue before I continue in what I've been doing here, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. I do want to share, for those of you who are new to me, Lisa Gillett, JD. Yes, I hold a Juris Doctor, and I am broker owner of boutique firm Devenio Estates, pricing strategy advisor, short sales and foreclosure certified, and a senior real estate specialist, and I'm probate trust sale experience. And all that means that I just continue to do continuing education. I love learning. I learn and I share, I grow so that you're informed, you are making an informed decision, and we can continue to build in that way. This is my charitable work here on the show. Is the price of admission here is, what is the price of admission? That you don't have to pay. Unless you want to buy me lunch, then absolutely. You can Zelle me to the text message down below, but it's not necessary. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's all good. You don't have to do that. Okay. What else here? So I just before so that's about it. And then I'll come back with disclaimer. No, let me do disclaimer, and then we'll come back from a commercial break. And then we can talk about this whole thing about chat GPT, Claude, and all the other characters that are popping up on the screen. We can talk about those folks right after this sponsor break. We'll be right back, guys. Yep. Devenio Estates, by the way, is our sponsor for today's show episode.
We know how challenging it can be to try and sell a home while also dealing with other financial and legal matters. We're here to help. Devenio Estates is the real estate firm you need to make sure your unique situation is handled as quickly and efficiently as possible. Our team of professionals has a combined experience of over 30 years in real estate, construction, and finance industries. As active professionals in the industry, we know the importance of timelines and pride ourselves in providing superior service without compromising integrity. We use industry software and copyrighted proposals so that our real estate agents submit accurate and complete listing information and buyer offers. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and set Devenio Estates as the go-to real estate firm for excellence in advocacy and superior services for our clients. Contact us today to learn more about our services.
Shameless plug over here, because we work hard. So, hey, we work hard. This little feature here with showing the comments is just really cool to me. Look at that. That's just so cool. Again, this is the AI. This is tools that we have available to us. So here we go. Let me jump into this. Let me give you a quick disclaimer, and then I can keep going on. So, the information provided on this show should not be considered legal or tax advice. Please seek legal and tax advice from reputable licensed professionals. Please seek legal and tax advice from reputable licensed professionals. Okay, so you've got that, right? You've got it. Good. That means you're not going to say Lisa told me on the show. No, because if you've got a told me situation where you need telling, because I don't tell, I advise, I suggest and recommend lovingly, I suggest you send a text 323-488-3265 or give me a call. I do pick up the phone. Go figure. a business owner who answers her phone. 323-488-3265. Because I'm really social, guys. I enjoy connecting with people. So that's why I answer. Okay. All right. Let's get into this. I want to share this little clip with you. If you are a real estate professional or you are in this industry and you are noticing this conversation or this conversation of AI, agents using AI is going to replace agents who don't, whatever the saying is right now. I want you to watch this clip right now and ask yourself, how much are you contributing, right? What is your role and contribution to this growing thought of what people are feeling in terms of not needing you? Okay, check this clip out real quick.
A real agent. I'm an AI made with room view.
Do you hear that?
I'm not a real agent. I'm an AI made with room view.
This is not a plug to RoomView, but this is just one of many tools out there to create their own. You get to create, you upload a picture, and then you create an AI agent. This might be your doing. Why? Because you don't want to take new headshots. You're too shy to get in front of a camera. For whatever reason, this is your doing. You're creating this little monster of a real estate AI agent. And we might not be able to use the word real anymore in the word real estate agent. Go figure. You might not be able to call yourself a real estate agent anymore the more you start to adapt these AI tools. Why?
I'm not a real agent. I'm an AI made with room view. I'm not a real agent. I'm an AI made with room view.
You're going to hear this in your sleep now. I'm not a real agent. I'm not a real agent. Oh my goodness. I can't get over this. This is why. This is what's going on, folks, is that these tools, generative AI and being able to have the perfect suit and perfect look, because we've moved away from filters, that we no longer need to, no more filters. We're now just going to make AI agents of ourselves, and we're going to promote that and use that. And I'm just curious when people meet you, because here's the reality of it. It is, tell me, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most difficult and 1 being not difficult. Scale 1 to 10. How difficult is it to recognize AI in content now, in social media content? From the videos to the stories, I find myself now doing more research on the stuff I'm watching because I can no longer rely on the credibility of it being authentic, right? Because this is a game of attention, of more likes, of more engagement on social media. So it's pretty hard to discern. And that's one thing I've talked in the book when I wrote my first real estate book, Real Estate 100, the teen home buying experience, is I talked about being able to discern. Look at this, I wrote that book in 2015, a decade ago. And I was talking about being able to discern an agent who is right for you, who represents your interests. And now we're talking about being able to discern the real estate agent from the AI agent. Go figure. This is.
I'm not a real agent. I'm an AI made with room view.
I could have that on loop all day because I think this is so comical. This is comical. Anyway, let's get rid of her. Let me share this real quick with you. Let's look at this guy right here, right? Let's look at this guy.
We use ChatGPT for a lot of things, but would you use it to sell your home? A South Florida father.
AI's getting wonky. Oh, would you use, I'm going to stop the screen share with that one. That one, and I'm going to bring it up here for you here. But this is comical to me. Look at this, guys. This guy right here. He's gone viral because he has sold his home using ChatGPT. So here's the thing. It's not the first time someone has opted not to use a real estate professional. You are not required to hire a real estate professional to sell your own home. If you start to be in the business of selling more than, I believe it's 6 homes a year for the state of California, I believe, and I would say believe because I think it's either 6 or 10 homes per year. But when you start to be in the business of selling homes, California wants you to be licensed because now you are affecting financial transactions that can expose consumers to risk, and they want to make sure they can protect folks from being robbed, especially out here with those wholesalers who, just freely rob equity from folks. And if you know my thing, I'm not knocking the wholesale game or the flip game. I just think there could be enough meat on the bones for you to make money, but also at the same time not rob seniors or Spanish speaking or loads of median income folks who maybe inherited property and don't really understand the process. I think there's a way for us to do fair business and good business and still make a profit without robbing folks. So here you've got this guy, right? You've got this guy here, and he has used ChatGPT. And let's talk about this because really, it's not that ChatGPT was the agent. He was a for sale by owner. In our business, we call that a FSBO. He basically is comfortable with technology, number one. And I'm going to give you some tips right now of how we can start to become more comfortable and more familiar with the technology. Hold on, I don't like all these ads rolling on my page. You know how I feel about that. Folks got to pay. Folks got to pay. I don't want. Here's a better one. Let's do this one right here. Here's a better one. Because you know me. I like talking points. Talking points. Boom. Here we go. I like this one. Okay. Let's go with this one. All right. Again, Fortune dropped this news on March 21st, gone viral. And people are like, oh my gosh, he used ChatGPT. He's used AI to sell his home. And it was 100,000 over what agents were telling him to list his home. And he closed it and closed in 5 days. No, he didn't close. So let's break this all down. That's not how real estate works, folks. That's not how that works. He used ChatGPT to ask it certain things. He asked ChatGPT, how to, he provided prompts likely of, best time to, how to market my home, how to price my home, what areas of my home should I improve. ChatGPT is giving it tips, but here's what we should understand about ChatGPT. It's not that the technology is a genius and knows everything. It is reading, right? It is researching and reading. When I say reading, that means following patterns provided all over the globe, including Ready Set Real Estate, who's pumped out over 500 real estate videos. So taking my content, my tips, my expertise, along with everybody else out there, and it is following a pattern, because I've openly said there is a best time of the week to list your property just by human behavior. studying demographics. We talked about hypermarket, hypomarket within submarkets, because one neighborhood could sell for more than the next neighborhood, not even neighborhood. One street can sell more for the next street in a same neighborhood within a really small block radius. One property on that street can sell more from another house on that same street. And what is the difference? Oftentimes there's things like feng shui, right? There's energy people are believing, especially as we get into this next generation that is very spiritually in line, in tune, focusing on energetic, feng shui, making up their own belief systems as it relates to borrowing some from their culture, borrowing some from a little everything, right? Because we are moving in this direction, or this generation that is more focused on health and wellness, not wanting to take these jobs that is only about money and burnout, but wanting to be focusing on the whole person. So there's some things that AI may not necessarily get, because here's what AI does: follows the patterns and pumps out its best guess. Sometimes it's right, and sometimes that bad guess is horribly. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. Now, for those of you who've heard me share this, that I'm also, I hold a JD. The goal is to be able to add real estate attorney to my CV. And with that, I'm getting a lot of content right now, legal content. And there are a lot of lawyers that are getting in trouble right now about using ChatGPT to provide draft arguments and briefs, or prepare briefs using case law that does not exist. It's called AI hallucinations. AI hallucinations. And the same thing is very possible and plausible as what we are going to see the more people think they can rely on AI for one of the largest investments that you are either going to buy or sell, which is in real estate, dealing with real property. Here's what these headlines don't say. Here's what the headline does not say: that he hired a lawyer to review the contract that ChatGPT drafted for the exchange of the property and the money. He hired a lawyer, a human being. So no, it's not all ChatGPT. It is very misleading that he says in the interview, because he was interviewed by the Florida news station, that he wanted to be all in with ChatGPT for every step of the way. So he used ChatGPT for prompts, but ChatGPT wasn't holding open houses. ChatGPT was not negotiating with the other buyers. He said he got 5 offers. We didn't really hear about multiple offer negotiations, capitalizing on the opportunity for that. We didn't hear any of that. So I'm reminded and reminding you, as an industry professional, or even as a business owner, entrepreneur, and you are hearing AI interject itself or intercept itself in your industry, just hold steady, hold firm that AI is not going to replace you. No, it's not. It's not replacing you. Because there are just some things that generative AI cannot do, and that is offer wisdom. See, the very term AI is artificial. Drop that in the comments, people. Drop that in the comments. I'm gonna have to do it right now real quick for us. The very word AI equals, go figure, artificial intelligence. They've got guys in labs right now trying to bottle the spirit and bottle human intelligence and intuition into the roboticism. Not going to happen. That's what makes you so profound and special. Don't feel for 1 second that AI is replacing you. Are you kidding me? No. It is artificial. What does artificial mean, folks? Not real. And here we are talking about that AI is giving you, at best, AI is giving you, at best, the best guesses. And sometimes it's right. And sometimes, very wrong, all wrong. And now you're embarrassed because you relied on it. So, one of the things I want to implore on you is fact check. None of this stuff now that you're reading online can now be credible. Can you hold it at face value? You know how many videos, like I've come off of it because of there's so much ads and there's so much generative AI stuff. You know, you're seeing pictures of people that aren't real, videos of people that aren't real, and it's funny, but now we're creating this world that is very fictional. And guess what people are going to ultimately crave? This, we like the excitedness, right? We like the newness. This is cool. But guess what, human beings? Guess what? You are going to crave human connection. Do you know there's a business right now where it's paying people? They are paying people to walk and have a companion, walk with them, spend time with them. Why? Because we have gotten so far away from being connected with other human beings because we are in our phones constantly. We are online constantly. That there's a business out there where someone is paying and hiring someone per hour to walk with them and talk with them. No, I'm not referring to illegal prostitution. I'm not referring to that, okay? I'm referring to a real business. I say, no sexual favors involved, okay? That we're craving human connection. So let that marinate. Let that marinate about all of this. So on a scale of 1 through 5, how comfortable are you with AI tools? Because here in the United States, I have to share that because we've got listeners from all over. There has been a recent campaign, free artificial AI, let me say that again, free AI literacy. This is all a literacy course via text message. All via text message is this AI course. And it's part of the Department of Labor initiative to introduce the AI tools into the American society and culture from kindergarten to 12th grade. This is so that we can understand the tools and we have a better grasp of it. It's for right now, it feels unfamiliar, it feels intimidating, it feels scary, but that's what learning curves are. And we can become familiar with it. So I'm currently testing this out for myself. I came across it. Interestingly, it was very timely because I decided last week I would talk about AI in real estate, especially because we as industry professionals are required. So let me just say this real quick. Let me remove that and I'll come back to the AI campaign. We are, as industry professionals, we are required to share disclaimers when we use AI to photo edit. When we're using AI in our marketing, we have to now put a blurb that we have modified the images. Why? Because here's what I realize. Not everyone reads. Not everyone likes to read. It's okay. It's okay. But in order to protect the folks that are just glancing at videos and pictures and not reading captions, they need to be protected because they make very quick decisions and assumptions based on what they are watching. This is why TV programming has been so powerful, is because we rather consume the information rather than read and research and then research some more and then make the decision for ourselves. We are consuming and we're not thinking about it. This goes to show you why, not to make it about me or the platform. This is why this platform and this show has been so important when we started it, because it has been about introducing credible, reliable information from a real real estate professional, super agent, right? Now that's even becoming more important as to why I have branded myself as super agent or LA super agent in that instance, is because it's getting more difficult to be discerning about the things in real estate when you have things like this happening, right? When you have
Real agent. I'm an AI made with room view.
when you have that happening, oh my gosh. I let me play it again real quick.
I'm not a real agent. I'm an AI made with room view.
Again, I'm not supporting room view or anything like that, but that I saw my timeline and I said, this is why it's getting confusing, is because if you are in this industry, you're an agent and you're using AI and you're wondering why someone decides to now replace you with ChatGPT, is because they feel empowered. I feel empowered because between the
Real agent. I'm an AI made with room view.
I'm gonna have a field day with this. Okay, let me bring that back. Okay, so again, if you're feeling like you're overwhelmed, especially with me, I had been head down in my books and my study this last 6 months, and in a 6 month period, I'm not saying AI was created in the 6 months in these last 6 months, but within this last 6 months period, I felt like it just popped very quickly, and you may agree too. And so now this is a new opportunity to learn something, become familiar. I started to say, you text the word ready. This is provided by the United States Department of Labor. This is an initiative to educate. It says the Make America AI Ready initiative is designed to ensure every American worker has the chance to learn the foundational skills to benefit from AI. This is when people said back in the day about the calculator. Oh, the calculator, right? Oh, the calculator. Well, guess what? The calculator did not replace anything. It helped us. It's a tool. And here's the same thing with this. So this is a 7-day curriculum. You can text the word ready to 202. Hold on, let me go back to it. Text the word ready, READY, to 20202. I started my curriculum, my course yesterday. It's all via text message and it's interactive. And so days 1 and 2. I haven't gotten my day 2 course yet. It's understanding AI principles. Day 3, explore AI uses. Days 4 to 5, direct AI effectively. Day 6, evaluate AI outputs. And that's going to be the important garbage in, garbage out. What you ask it, you likely will get the effort you put, right? The effort you make to ask it the question. It's just like when I've shared with my kids. Just because you ask the question does not mean I am required to answer it. This is the same thing with AI, although I'm sure they love it because they can ask AI anything and AI doesn't judge you and say, that's a stupid question, or why you already asked me that question. So this is great, right? However, I do want to encourage responsible prompting. Responsible prompting is asking, formulating, thinking about what you're asking it so that you can get as close of a decent output Kevin, use AI responsibly. So I like this idea here of what they're doing here. This again is the Department of Labor's AI literacy attempt or campaign. I've started it. I'd encourage you to check it out. You can sign up on a desktop computer, or you can use your cell phone and text the word ready, READY, to 20202. Did I say that correct? 20202. And this reminds me, when I first dropped a real estate home buying course via text many years ago, I was ahead of my time as part of one of my gifts is foresight. And that's why, if you've connected with me, you've seen my clairvoyant entrepreneur brand is the gift of foresight and being able to act on it. And that's what I've been doing for a very long time. And that's what this is right now. It's very interesting to see this unfold, is all these different uses that I had in this brain, right? In the real intelligence, I am watching the artificial intelligence mimic that. And, on the one hand, it's confirming, it's affirming, it verifies, it says, you're on the right track there. And then on the other hand, you go, this is pretty interesting. This is interesting. Okay. So with that, I say, and I share with you, trust that I've given you enough tools today to realize a couple things, right? AI is not coming into industries and replacing people. If you are in a business where you work in a trade, in a service, that is still needed, because what we found statistically and what survey has found, that this generation, although they love to shop online, when they make big purchases, they will actually log off their phone and log onto a laptop or a computer so they can really review the information. And then guess what they're going to do? They're going to reach out and connect with someone. They're going to call someone to get more information and get that hands-on walkthrough. Now, I am saying within the context, this isn't everyone. And that's okay. So if you are in business, no, your clients is not everyone. I know I don't serve everyone, and I know I'm not for everyone. I know that. And that's why I think I do well. I flourish because I only work with clients that value and respect me and happily pay me. It's okay. My clients are not the folks who are looking to sell their homes on their own and using ChatGPT. They are looking for someone with a level of expertise who knows how to manage their situations, their unique situations, in a very specialized way. That's the difference. You've got to distinguish your value proposition in your business. Don't be intimidated, but I do encourage you, check out that marketing campaign. I'll bring it right up again. Again, it's the Make America AI Ready. This is an initiative by the U.S. Department of Labor. Text the word READY, READY, to 20202 and join me for their 7-day curriculum. It's 7 days, 1 week course length, 10 minutes per day, $0 cost to you. So we can learn about Claude, about ChatGPT, about Gemini, about all these AI tools that are out there, because I know I feel overwhelmed by it, and I'm sure you do too. So I encourage you to immerse yourself and learn so you're not left behind, because that's exactly what is happening. You heard it today. I mentioned years ago that I've already played with the text codes and creating courses where I manually built courses. And now you have AI being able to do these things for you. It's just awesome, an awesome tool. But remember, it does not replace, it will not replace the need for human touch. All right. With that, I say, have a powerful, productive week. We'll see you next week on another information-packed episode. And if you found any of what I shared today, make sure you drop a like. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, you're subscribed, and a comment, and let us know how today's show impacted your week. Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Ready, Set, Real Estate Podcast with Lisa Gillett, the LA Super Agent. Please like, subscribe, and share LA Super Agent everywhere on your favorite podcast platforms.